watching Fox 10 Phoenix now.
Developing overnight, a major fire erupting inside of a large home in the Paradise Valley area, right in the area of Mummy Mountain.
Yeah, so the home is tucked inside of this neighborhood against the mountain near Scottsdale and Cheney Drive there in Scottsdale. Dominique Newland live there at this hour. She joins us from the scene. Dominique.
Guys, good morning. Yeah, you can still smell some of that char and smoke from overnight in the air this morning. We've seen also a lot of neighbors nearby out on their morning walk coming to take a look at some of the damage, really see it for themselves. It is extensive. It's going to be a large cleanup process for this guest home here. So to give you some details really about how it all happened, we're told this fire first broke out at around 6:30 p.m. last night, and crews, they did remain on scene late into the evening just to keep an eye on the home and all the brush that is around it. So the Phoenix Fire Department, they say the home was fully engulfed in flames when crews arrived, and firefighters, they went into defense against this fire, all in an effort to keep it from spreading to nearby homes as well as the surrounding brush. Luckily, no one was inside, no injuries were reported, but the home that was on fire is actually the smaller of two houses on the property. It's a guest house that's worth about $1.7 million. Part of the roof is collapsed and the house is a total loss. A shelter in place was ordered for neighbors as crews battled the flames, and we did speak to some neighbors. They say they were concerned that the fire would spread due to the hot and dry conditions. Take a listen.
Intense, and it was fast, and of course we're happy there's no wind today because we're all downhill from this.
We could feel the heat, and we were probably, I don't know, we were maybe 400 yards away.
It was pretty surprising just to see how quickly it looked like the entire house was engulfed in flames, which is odd for something to go up that quickly.
So Phoenix firefighters, they say crews, they have a plan in place when a fire breaks out in a neighborhood like this, which includes having plenty of water sources, also being aggressive in their attack against the fire. Now, right now, the cause is still under investigation, but Phoenix firefighters, they were able to tell us that they think what sparked it was accidental. We'll, of course, keep you posted. But a lot of debris that we've just seen in this driveway leading up here as well as in the road. And we've also seen some fire crews currently on scene. So the cleanup process in this neighborhood will be extensive. It's going to take a little bit. I'll send it back to you.
Impressive images there from the sky and Sky Fox. Dominique, thank you. Developing at this hour, a man is on the run this morning after a shooting in the East Valley. Sky Fox here over the scene in Mesa near Power and Main Street. First responders rushed here as a shooting, of course, took place, and they took that victim to the hospital. No word yet this morning on their condition. Mesa police are investigating.
People at a Tempe apartment complex are shaken up this morning after a car comes crashing right into the building. So Sky Fox was overseen with a look at the area. This is in the area of McClintock and Guadalupe. Yesterday evening, police say two cars crashed. One of them then slammed into the apartment complex. Both of the drivers are in the hospital. A power box was knocked out and the intersection lost some power for some time. It's not clear exactly what led up to that crash. Developing in the West Valley, a Buckeye man is now behind bars, indicted on sexual crimes involving 4 teenage girls.
Yeah, the details on this one are heartbreaking. Prosecutors say the oldest case dates back about 25 years. So the information here into our newsroom, DNA testing actually led investigators to this man, 45-year-old Dot Vu. Court paperwork describes Vu as inviting some of the victims on dates, meeting one of them online. That's when investigators believe he sexually abused them, threatening 2 of them with a gun and then tying up a 13-year-old victim in an abandoned building. He is now facing a slew of charges, including kidnapping, sex assault, conduct, and abuse. Prosecutors say his DNA matched these sexual assault kits. The testing paid for through the MCSO Sexual Assault Kit Initiatives, or SAKI grants as they're called, funding items like upgraded DNA testing on older kits.
These are cases where detectives were like, this actually may yield something, I'm going to try to get it tested, but we just didn't have the technology, or it just wasn't, they didn't test enough.
Maricopa County Attorney's Office also funded the kits. There's a look at it right there. Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell says 4 women now have a sense of finality. Developing out of Gila Bend, we are learning more about the arrest of a man linked to a disturbing case of animal abuse.
Yeah, the details in this pretty hard to listen to. The sheriff's office says nearly 20 dogs were found neglected, abused, and near death on a property in Gila Bend. Some of the dogs were in kennels with no food or water, and according to some authorities, some of those dogs were alongside the remains of other dogs that had already died. The investigation began over the weekend when a worried neighbor called. It took several days for deputies to find and arrest 38-year-old John Jackson. This is video of him in handcuffs in Avondale. Jackson is now accused of breeding the animals to sell online. He's being held on a $50,000 bond for felony charges of animal cruelty.
Been around a little while. I've seen some pretty bad things in my time. This is certainly one of the most disgusting and deplorable conditions I've ever seen animals be in. 3 months that this administration's been involved. This is certainly one of the most disturbing things that we've come across.
So the dogs that can be saved are being treated, and then they say that some of these dogs are in various stages of starvation and disease.
Oh, well, Tolleson Police, let's take you out to the West Valley for this headline. They share with us that K9 Sem is retiring after 5 years of service. Sem is a Belgian Malinois. He has responded to 141 calls over the years, what a sweetheart, and played a key role in the arrest of homicide, armed robbery, and kidnapping suspects. He probably would say, no, I'm not a sweetheart. I'm actually an animal, and I'm going to come after you if you do anything wrong. He will spend retirement with his handler and their family. Thank you for your service. So Sky Fox here overhead of this crash, a deadly crash on the US 60 happening northwest of the valley in Whitman. These are live images this morning that we are bringing you. You see that there is a truck there. There was a crash involving this dump truck and then unfortunately a golf cart. You don't see it in this vantage point, but on the other side of the dump truck you can see that there was a golf cart that was actually heartbreaking image. It was really crushed underneath the cab of that truck. Westbound lanes here affected. One lane shut down westbound in Whitman. So if you are driving out, let's say to Sun City West out near, maybe you're on your way to Vegas or somewhere out that way, you will be affected by this for a short time. And so again, we are waiting for an update from DPS. We will share that with you when it comes in and determine, you know, of course, how this happened. Investigators are looking into it at this hour. Lori Vallow Daybell getting into a heated exchange with a witness during her murder conspiracy trial yesterday.
Now she is being charged with conspiring to kill her previous husband, Charles Vallow. So Vallow Daybell cross-examined Nancy Jo Hancock, who went on a date with Charles the night before he was killed back in 2019. She asked Hancock if she knew whether or not they were still married at the time.
Do you go on dates with married men? Naturally?
Argumentative. I'm going to also object under 611 for harassment.
All right. I'll sustain the objection.
Your Honor, do I not have a right to cross-examine this witness for what she has already testified to?
You can cross-examine her about what she's testified to.
So you did go on a date with a married man,
I went on a date with Charles.
but you did not know he was married?
I knew his divorce was not final.
Hancock says she didn't learn of Charles' death or that Lori was a prime suspect until 5 months later. So to watch the trial and more coverage on our YouTube channel, all you have to do is scan the QR code. We're going to put it up on your screen here now. You can also go to fox10phoenix.com where there is a link to all of this. A family visiting the Valley for spring training last year has now filed a lawsuit.
Yeah, they found a hidden camera in the bedroom of their Scottsdale Airbnb near Shea and 124th Street. An attorney for the family, Joseph Brown, says a hidden camera was found in a fake smoke detector right above the bed. This is a look at the property here. The family left the property immediately. They are now suing the owner of the property and Airbnb as well. And here is a look at it. Brown says if a smoke detector looks out of place in a rental, odds are it really isn't a smoke detector.
You're paying a lot of money, and you're staying in a nice place. And I think you expect that you're going to get the same type of treatment and safety you would have in a resort or a hotel. And I think you're expected that, and you should be, given that. Is this an issue? I hate to think it might be.
That is incredible. So listen to this. Scottsdale Police and the city of Scottsdale, they're looking into the matter as well. They say the home has never been registered with the city as a short-term rental. Scottsdale Police are also asking victims who may have been recorded at this same house to please come forward.
Pretty unnerving, right? All right, 7:34 at the Capitol. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs is criticizing a Republican bill that threatens critical Medicaid programs, slashes the developmental disability program, and could lead to the end of many Arizona health care programs. The governor says she has a plan to fully fund the program and called the Republican proposal, quote unquote, irresponsible. She's calling on lawmakers to pass a common sense bill to fund these critical services.
Also at the state capitol, a bill to increase the consequences for falsely claiming or exaggerating military service is now moving to the Senate. The Stolen Valor bill was passed by the House a second time with adjustments made. The original bill never made it out of committee. Senator Wendy Rogers chose to block the bill, telling us that she was hopeful for compromise. The bill will now go through a couple of extra steps here, including a caucus hearing before it goes up for a floor vote. That process will take about a week.
Well, Valley Metro sharing some important dates about a new light rail track. The South Central Downtown Light Rail extension will open on Saturday, June 7th. The 5.5-mile extension runs south along Central Avenue. When it opens, it'll introduce a 2-line rail system. The A line will run from Mesa to downtown Phoenix, and the B line will run between Baseline Road and Metro Center Parkway. Both lines will connect at the new downtown hub.
That's a nice area, that new downtown hub, right? Cityscape. It's awesome.
All right, happening today, the concerts, I should say, begin at Country Thunder.
So the annual event now underway in Florence officially. We showed you some of the newest images yesterday morning on AZAM of folks sitting in long lines, pulling their campers, their fifth wheels, their RVs to get to the grounds here of Canyon Moon Ranch. Performances at the festival begin at 6:30 with Drew Green. Tucker Wetmore plays at 8 and Riley Green at 10 p.m. But here's a look at some of the folks for the first day. Oh, and the sweet baby. Teaching their little ones well. There's a long list of other big performers through Sunday, including Keith Urban, Riley Green, as I mentioned, and Bailey Zimmerman, which big names there. Have ticket and event information for you at fox10phoenix.com. We'll bring you all the fun from Country Thunder right here tomorrow on AZAM. And of course, our weekend cruise will be out there as well.